Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 13 through 16 of The Double. Yu has a sliced face and a bruised ego. Her parents are now in damage control mode and they need to figure out how to get their daughter married. They bring her to Grandma Jiang, all in tears.
若玉娥真对周公子有意，早点说出来不就行了？何必做出这丢人现眼的丑事？
Her mother cries out that their precious daughter would never do such a thing of her own volition. She was set up. Yu completely flips the script on what happened last night, saying Ali forced her to drink too much, and then when she was good and liquored up, she brought her to a room to rest and left her there. So pretty much exactly what happened, just flipping herself with Ali. She says she went inside and found Yanbang in there, drunk. He mistook her for Royale and then took advantage of her. She was too drunk to resist. And that's when Royale showed up. Papa Jiang angrily calls Ali in and Royale as well. Ali says exactly the truth about what happened between her and Yu with no embellishments, though she did hear something interesting.
三妹推开周公子所在房间的大门时，还未曾见到人，便开口喊了一声“二姐”。
二姐。
Everyone who was with her heard her say it, she can't lie about that. And then attention is turned to Yu. Why didn't she even try to call for help if she was being assaulted? No one heard a peep from that place. Ali ends up using her eternal get-out-of-jail-free card. She ran into Duke Su that night and he can testify that based on the timing, the story Yu told cannot be true. Now having been proven liars, they resort to violence and manipulative tears.
我女儿以后该怎么办？
够了！
In the end, it's Grandma Jiang who has to end this farce. She tells them to get out and focus on figuring out what to do next instead of quibbling amongst themselves. She has Ali stay behind and tell her exactly what happened. They put together that Yu must have done this on purpose. Love how much Grandma trusts her, and these two must be terrible granddaughters for her to always be willing to believe the worst about them. It also makes sense that nothing comes of this. I mean, yeah, your kids are kind of evil. What are you gonna do, turn them into the cops? Even a poor family without power is likely to cover up for their children's misdeeds, let alone the Jiangs. In the end, Yanbang is forced to marry Yu. Her virtue is gone and her face has been permanently scarred. It's the only solution that makes sense for their families. Yanbang somehow manages to paint himself as the victim now that he has to settle for her. She's married as a consort. By the way, for any of you Pride and Prejudice fans, does this story not remind you of Lydia's? Back to this lovely couple.
殿下就算再不喜欢江离，也不能伤了自己的体面。
你居然敢顶撞我！
He tries to soothe her temper, saying he's been to Shirley's burial site and saw her dead body. He's already by her side. What more can he do to make her believe that he only has her in his heart? Oh. Ali gets the news that Consort Li wants to invite her to the mountains to pray. Consort Li is Madame G's little sister, so that can't be for anything good. She tries to avoid this by making a plan to go to Luyang to see her maternal family, the Yes. Remember, they don't like her. With Shijia's help, she begins trying to worm her way back into the family through the softest uncle, her mother's second brother.
只要舅舅主动提及，我父亲想必不会拦着我。
行，好。
Duke Su's next lead takes him to a theater troupe. He knows someone there wants him dead and aims to draw them out. He plans on attending a show very publicly with a woman by his side to make it seem like he's let his guard down. I wonder who that will be. Alright, guess we're going to the theater. As planned, the show is interrupted by an assassination attempt by his favorite actress, no less. Amazing that a sword clearly made out of 100% rubber makes sounds like this. In the chaos, Ali gets herself sliced trying to protect Duke Su. Ali puts together that she was used here but is happy to finally be able to repay a favor. They take the woman in for questioning and find out she's been gathering funds for King Cheng, who must be a rival king trying to take over. The salt trade was one way they managed to bring in money, but Duke Su suspects the operation is much bigger than that. They also find out this guy has a secret assassin training ground in Luyang, which is where she was trained. Now, wait a minute. If this is the King Cheng that Chancellor Li was talking about earlier, then this all makes sense in that they are working together as agents to help him take over. What I don't understand is Wan Ning's part in this. Why in the world would she support another man in taking over when she seems to have her brother in the palm of her hand? What could he have promised her that she doesn't have already? In any case, for now, Duke Su needs to head to Luyang, and of course, also going to Luyang is Ali, who managed to convince her father to give her a chance to get to know her maternal family. And also Grandma, who asks him if he's really blind to all of this. We just saw what this side of the family is capable of. Are we really pretending Consort Lee just wants to hang out with her niece? She's obviously planning something. Papa Jiang, pretending you don't see these issues isn't gonna make them go away. Anyway, Ali is allowed to go with her second uncle to visit her maternal family, and this seems like a good time to do a quick little recap on the families. So, Jiang Li, her dad is Papa Jiang, her mom is named Junjun. Junjun died when she was a baby, and her father remarried Madame Ji, who very soon after birthed Royale. Royale was only about 3 years younger than Jiang Li. Jiang Li is sent to Zhenyu Hall, and in that time, Madame Ji gives birth to her son, Bingji. Ali returns. We have Grandma Jiang, Papa Jiang's brother, and Papa Jiang's half-brother, born to a consort. There's Jingrui, and there's Yue. And that is the whole Jiang family. So now we're going to meet Jiang Li's maternal family, the Ye family. So far, we only know of her mother, of course, Grandma Ye, and we just met her second uncle for the first time. And of course, there's Shijie, her cousin, but we haven't met his parents. So yeah, that's them. Ali arrives at the Ye residence to a completely empty house. Her uncle leaves her on her own, saying he has something to take care of, but promises her a proper reception in a few hours. I'm not liking the vibes here. Are we about to find out that the Ye family are cannibals or something?